Hi guys, hope you're well. I'm doing another deadline stream this week because I enjoyed last week's so much. It has been announced we have got another double game week in game week 23. Hope you are all excited for this one because it's not quite the one we thought we'd be getting. So yeah, this is a bit of a shock. So we always kind of thought that Burnley would be doubling, but we always kind of thought that Burnley would be doubling with Aston Villa. So we are up in the air a little one with this one because Burnley's match has been given to Watford and we've only had one announcement today, and apparently it will be the only announcement, which I can pull up for you in a second on the official Premier League site based on something that I found, which would be one of my tweets. So bear with me a second while I just find that. But yes, this one here. So it's stated on the Premier League site, crucially, Watford and Burnley are the excuse me, only two sides who are scheduled to play twice in game week 23. So I put a tweet out last night. It's looking very much like Watford, Leeds, Burnley and Aston Villa were going to be the double game week this week. And so the panic was over whether to go with Rafinha or whether to go with Coutinho or Watkins or Harrison or Ramsey. And actually, they kind of caught us out a little bit because we weren't expecting there to be this announcement. So we always thought, or at least it was predicted, that it would be Aston Villa and Burnley. And then Leeds came into the thinking because effectively these four teams can play in the FA Cup weekend. So anyone wondering why these four teams in particular, it's because they don't have any matches in the FA Cup weekend, so they could be fitted into that FA Cup weekend. Now, the dilemma came, I was up until 2:30 working this out in the morning, so the dilemma then came, who would play who, and on what day, and whether it would fit into this game week 23, or whether it would fit into next game week, game week 24. The one, I guess, eventuality we didn't really kind of call for was Burnley against Watford. We always thought that it would be Burnley Villa leaving Watford to play Leeds. So what's happened now is that obviously Burnley and Watford have their fixture, but Leeds and Villa do not. So there is potential we could get another announcement for that fixture for the FA Cup weekend still, potentially the Sunday, and that could then be added into game week 24. So there's a lot to think about, a lot to get our heads around here. But all we can do right now is look directly ahead. We believe that this is the only double that's going to happen this week. Excuse me, bear with me. Had a bit of a sinus problem, so got a bit of a tickly chest. But yeah, that's the only double right now, and we got to make our transfers based on it. So with that, let's get into our stream, which I will get into some questions. Just going to pull up the chat here. I had the stream private, so it hasn't recognized the chat. So hopefully when I do this, it'll do it. No, it's not having it. Oh, right. Well, that's boring. Not really sure what's happened there. Let me pull another browser in and try it that way. But yeah, hope you're excited for it, this one. It's going to be mainly, I think, King versus Dennis. There we go. There we go. Have a little Jimmy around here. It's not going to be the most glamorous in the world. Getting to see the behind the scenes tech here. But you'll get to see some chat at least, which is the main thing, isn't it? So there you go. Cool. So yeah, the main thing I think is going to be deciding, if you don't have Dennis or King, whether to go for Dennis or King. I've got some stats here, which is hopefully going to help you guys out. Bear with me while I just pull it forward. So we've got Dennis on 8 goals, King on 5. Dennis expected goals 3.8 to King's 7.01. So as an owner who has Dennis, I have been watching King every single week when he plays, and I'm there going, oh, ouch, oh, why don't I have him, you know, like really worrying about it. So as in these stats, it is actually, you know, suggesting that King is, you know, a good option. In terms of shots, there's only 1 shot difference between them. Dennis has 36, King has 37. Dennis has had 19 on target and King has 14. They've both had 30 shots in the box. So it's pretty even in that respect. Expected goals 3.52 to Dennis, 2.60 to King. Big chances created 6 to Dennis, 4 to King, crosses 4 and 4. So they're pretty similar. Let's go with pretty similar in terms of the stats. Oh, it's the wrong window. Still the wrong window. Having a mare with the tech today. There you go. So in terms of those stats, there's not much to call between them. Let's say hello to some of you guys in the chat. Hi, John. Hope you're good, buddy. James is in the chat. Focus in the chat. Welcome. Nathan, welcome. He says sorry for messing up my game week. It's all right, buddy. So I'm in a group chat on Twitter, and good old Nathan is a part of that, and I was flip-flopping about 5:30 last week after doing the deadline stream on whether to go Ronaldo and Trossard or King and Bruno, or maybe Kane and Bruno, or Kane and Trossard, but I went with, as you can see, Ronaldo and Trossard, and that was a little bit based on the fact that I put a tweet out and everyone replied to me saying go with those particular two people, but also they were by far the kind of choice for everyone in that group chat as well, and Nathan being one of them. It was very much kind of, yeah, go Ronaldo. So it's all right, buddy. I mean, you know, it was my choice at the end of the day, and if I'm really honest myself, it was just fear of missing out when it comes to Ronaldo, and that is the situation I find myself in. And now I have to make a decision this game week whether or not I'm going to stick with that, whether I'm going to give Ronaldo another chance. Do I want him up against West Ham? Will he want to prove himself? There's every potential that he will. Tough one. Or I could reverse what I should have done last week, and now that Watford have a double game week, for a -4 I can get in King and Bruno, which is what I should have done last week. It would have saved me -4 and a whole lot of headaches because of Bruno going mad, giving me an extra double game week, covering King, keeping Fernandes for that West Ham fixture. Yeah, I mean, this is a potential option for me. It leaves 4.4 million in the bank, which would leave me an easy route to Salah from Bruno when he's back. This is another discussion I wanted to have with you guys, is that I think it's likely that Salah will be back in game week 24. So Egypt play the Ivory Coast on Wednesday. Everyone assumes that the Ivory Coast will beat Egypt. If that is the case, Salah will be home before the weekend, and Liverpool do not play again until next Thursday. So he will have a week, you know, back and training before Liverpool even play. Should Egypt make it through and beat Ivory Coast, then Salah could play on Sunday, which would be the next fixture. And that would then potentially see whether he goes on longer into the tournament. But we're assuming that if he gets through on Wednesday, he's very unlikely to get through on Sunday, by which case he should be home on that Sunday and still not be playing until the Thursday for game week 24. So very much looks like Salah will be back for game week 24. Somebody asked me why Bruno. I think it's just because he looks like a new man. He just, he looks full of confidence. He looked great in the last match. I think he was unlucky not to have got an assist with Ronaldo on the pitch. And then he was very unlucky not to have got more when Ronaldo went off. He just looks reborn. And I think that West Ham, as a Dawson owner, can say with some confidence that they have not been great at the back. I mean, when was the last time West Ham kept a clean sheet? Let's have a look. Oof. clean sheet for West Ham was game week 16 against Burnley. They've only kept 3 clean sheets all season. So when you consider that, having one of Ronaldo or Bruno seems like the way to go this week. Hey Booster, hope you're good. Hi Rafiki. Hi crew. I'm glad you're all here. Thanks for the support. Yeah, it's going to be tough to go without one of the United lads for that West Ham fixture, just based on the clean sheet, potential of West Ham, which isn't very good. Now, I have Ronaldo, so my choices of another double game week player are slim. So my I guess my options, if I don't want to sell Ronaldo, in order to get another double game week player, would be to downgrade one of Ramsdale or De Gea for Foster, who should get a double game week at the back, or even the Burnley keeper. But I'm not so kind of enamoured with that. I don't feel like Burnley have kept enough clean sheets for me to want to do that. Or I could do Rudiger to, I guess it would be a Burnley defender, because I don't love the options for the Watford wing-backs. So probably Loughton, and it would be very much in terms of some attacking threat, 1 goal and 3 assists, rather than his clean sheet potential. So that's one option there, although very much like that spot for either Digne or a Wolves defender for the coming game weeks. So, oh, Nathan, we've got another YouTube member. Hey, Nathan, thank you. Welcome to Diamond. Welcome to the Diamond part of the Nympham. Gives you all some cool icons to be playing on with there. Yeah, so that's my other options. But yeah, other than that, really, it's just selling Antonio for a Watford forward. Now, question is, are we all falling over Dennis and King when actually Pedro is the guy we should all be considering? I mean, his stats have been pretty good recently. Did play, his minutes have been mixed. Not gonna lie to you. Hang on, am I looking Pedro? Yeah. Been pretty mixed, but he did get a goal in the last match, and his stats were great for the last match as well. So maybe he's going under the radar. Either way, because we don't have Sarr, and I'm not loving the midfield options, my only real option to get another Watford attacker in will be to sell Antonio or Ronaldo for Pedro or King. So, based on the expected goals for Josh King, I'd probably go with Kingy. I don't dislike the punt of Pedro, though. If you're considering him, I don't hate it. I think this is the time to kind of, take some of these punts. I mean, look at those that followed my advice for Bruno in this exact stream this time last week. Those who actually went, with Bruno, happy days, because, you're rolling. And so I don't dislike the punt of Pedro. I in fact quite like it. But I think King is probably, again, it's just a fear thing with me. It's just a fear thing that King is, yeah, he's up there, isn't he? So, and plus I've watched him every week and I'm like, I don't own him. And I get really panicky that I don't own him, and it's not a good look. So I think if I'm going for anyone extra with Watford, it'll be King. Nathan's playing with the emojis, just doing this because I can, love it. Rafiki says Ronaldo's angry, he'll score and celebrate. iconically, the whole Sayo situation. Yeah, I can see it. I can actually like visualize it. Can see the West Ham guys walking away. Ronaldo's all celebrating. I mean, it's these double game weeks, isn't it? It really is, because you just want to chase them. They're like, I'm like a moth to the flame. I'm like a double game week. Like I'm running after it. Like, come to me. I want you in my team. So, as the great Sir Tom Jones would say, I want you in my team. And yeah, I think it'll be tough not to have King in a double game week. But then I would want some cover for United, so I am very tempted to do what I should have done last week, which is to bring in Bruno for Trossard and turn Ronaldo into King. That would be -4. However, we need to think about this logically, right? That would allow me to, excuse me, bunny hop from Bruno to Salah when he's back. But what it's not going to do is allow me to keep Bruno. Although, to be honest, being able to keep Ronaldo and buy Salah is probably not going to happen easily anyway, if I'm honest. So that's probably not going to happen. I don't think it could be done. In fact, let's have a little play. Why not? We can do. We're right here. Let's have a little think about it. Apparently, Brighton could have a double in 25 and then another single home game week a couple of days later in 26, meaning they effectively have a triple. But they do blank before that. So that's why Trossard rather than Gray is going out. Plus the ownership. So to keep Ronaldo and get Salah, I'd have to find 3.3, which would be very difficult without wildcarding. I can find 1 million and a bit by dropping a couple of million, I think, by dropping Rudiger down to a 4.5. And then, yeah, Ramsdale to... So let's just say this week I went with... Oh, it's impossible to choose between who to drop with De Gea and Ramsdale. Let's just say I went for Foster this week. Give me 4-3 in the bank. I don't think it can be done. Honestly, I don't think I can get in Salah and Ronaldo and have 3 playing strikers. I mean, this is wildcard territory right now. This is utter madness. This is like a -12. Just go 4.5. Oh, it can be done. Oh, in fact, actually, Dawson where he was, and turn Gray into Ramsey. If Villa were to get the double in 24, which they may still well do, because we haven't had that announcement yet. What's exact cash, though? Wowzers. So I'd have to think about what moves I'd want to make this week to get to this point. And that would pretty much be, with no Villa doubling now, don't want Salah back in early. It would be basically just turning one of De Gea or Ramsey into Foster for the week. But that just feels so boring, doesn't it? It feels so boring because I don't get to double. Don't get to get another double. Well, I'd get... How very dare I? I'd get Foster. Apologies. Cycling goalkeeper. I would get Foster, but I really like the idea of, if I'm going to go for the double, if I'm going for it, to go for King. Okay. Hi guys. Okay. Loving the unicorns in the chat. Is Foden a better pick than Bruno, Nim? So there's been a lot of chat this week about KDB, Foden, potentially going from Bruno to the City lads and then on to Salah, or just keeping them for their tasty run of fixtures. City have the Cup, and they have other competitions to worry about. I think there's going to be some major rotation at City. I think KDB is probably more nailed than Foden. I had Foden for a long time, so I kind of done the Foden thing and I'm feeling like I'm over it. So, yeah, it's a tough one. He's a great player. When he plays, he's so dangerous. But that's the thing, like rotation-wise with City, can you guarantee that Foden's going to get the minutes compared to somebody like De Bruyne? I'm not sure that you can. So with that in mind, I think that kind of has to be a gut pick. But personally, as I said to the lads in my chat last night, if I'm in bed with Bruno now, I've made my bed with Bruno, it's lovely, there's loads of flowers, it's comfortable, it's the most luxurious mattress you've ever laid on, and you've got a load of points from it, and you're about to go into a match with one of the worst defences in the league at the moment with only 3 clean sheets, I would be holding on to Bruno. Just personally. Yeah. Plus, he's just such an easy sell, potentially, for Salah in Game Week 24. So with that in mind, why would you want to go all around the houses? But if you got a real gut feel for Foden, or if Podge is in the chat, if you got a real gut feel for KDB, then you have to follow your gut, because at the end of the day, you'll only kick yourself if it goes sideways, effectively. Nathan said, Nim, you're just making me feel bad for influencing you on bad decisions. If you want advice to not listen to, which could be benefit to you, keep rolling until Game Week 27. Thanks, buddy. I'll do that. Folks says, both good options, just need to get off of Soufal. Yeah, and West Ham defence as well, buddy. It's not fun. I already have Ronaldo, Salah, Bowen, Jota, Antonio, Trent, Cancelo, Alonso, Foster, De Gea, says Matt Price. Woo, well done, buddy. Nice, like that. Welcome, Lewis, new subscriber. Welcome to the Nim fam. He says, yeah, fair enough. Maybe Digne might turn up and show what Everton were missing. He might do. We put him in the watch list, myself and Kylie, the scout watch list yesterday. So go and check that out, guys, if you haven't already. We've got some picks on there for the up and coming week. And yeah, Digne, as a bit of a kind of spoiler alert, was on that. So yeah. At the moment, I have my captaincy on Dennis, for anyone wondering. Basically, it's my only double game week, so double game week player, so that's why. Had it on Bowen all week. So why do I feel like it could kick me in the backside, this one? Focus says, 60 watching now, please get a thumbs up on the video, please. Yeah, if we could hit 40 likes on the video, that'd be fantastic. Really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, hit that little notification bell and tell you when I'm going live next. hopefully my tweets have been really helpful to you guys the last 24 hours or so, and really helping people out with what's going on. Really, you know, a lot of help for Ben Krelling, looking at his spreadsheets, and the guys in our chat as we worked it all out. But yep, basically, if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at all capital letters FPL and then capital letter N and then lowercase YM. So I basically, if we get an announcement 10-11 o'clock today, as expected, we could get either double game week 23 or double game week 24, because FPL could move the 24 deadline forward. If announcement comes after the deadline, then it would only be right to add games into 24. We have had the announcement. Burnley and Watford are doubling this week. Oh, there's my dog. She's not happy about it. She wanted Leeds. That does leave Villa and Leeds potentially open to play on the FA Cup weekend, which does mean that we could have a game on the Saturday that is included in game week 23, so the Burnley Watford game, and then we could, if it gets announced after the deadline, have Leeds and Villa put into game week 24, which would then become another double and would give us basically overnight before a new deadline. So we'd have less than 24 hours to, you know, to basically choose our team before potentially going into another double game week. I think it'd be rare, it'd be potentially a bit out there, and yeah, it would be an odd one, but the FPL don't have any control over when the Premier League announce these fixtures. All they can do is try and accommodate the game weeks as best they can around when these fixtures get announced. So if they think, well, Villa and Leeds don't have a fixture FA Cup weekend, they could play the Sunday, then it would become game week 24, because I very highly doubt that FPL would add that into game week 23. I think a lot of people would be very upset about that, because even if you'd be lucky enough to have had Rafinha or Coutinho or Watkins in your team at that point, the sheer fact that you could have captained or triple captained them or bench boosted or something would be, yeah, it would be it'd be a tough one to take, I think, if they just suddenly sprung that on people, you know. So yeah, I don't think there'll be any more added now to 23. So hey Capkin, if nobody does follow Capkin's channel, please do go over, check him out, like and subscribe. Great guy, great channel. Started, you know, just after me. He's doing really well, so make sure you go check him out, and obviously go check out the FPL Way as well. So all about the community here, Nymfam, all about the community. So where we at? Have you guys got any questions for me? I'll give you a few seconds to kind of shove some questions in the chat. Focus says, Pedro, stats good, and he was very sharp the last game. He was very sharp in the last game. I don't dislike him as a punt at all. Kevin De Bruyne's highest playing score this game week. He was. I just... Oh, I wonder if people are chasing last week's points. I guess you could say the same about Bruno, really, and me, couldn't you? With me deciding between Bruno, going back to Bruno instead of keeping Ronaldo. I could, of course, get KDB and go with King. I could do that. In fact, let's do that. Let's put him in. Let's have a look and see what that looks like. Which would, of course, leapfrog me to Salah. Oh no, hang on. Oh no, I haven't got too many. I thought I had too many City then. I was like, hang on, where's the third one? When did I sneak that one in? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? You just had a random City person stuck on the bench. Own goals. Watford. Here we go. Get in, Mr. King. Oh, ball sacks. No, what am I doing here? In fact, what I haven't really discussed is whether or not to sell Antonio instead of Ronaldo. That would leave me 5 million in the bank. And can be done. Would give me an extra double game week player. Would cover King. I still got Foster in at the moment, so it wouldn't be 5 million. Hang on, 2 secs. Me sticking back to Ramsey. It would leave me 4 million in the bank. So definitely an easy hop along back to Salah if I wanted to. Tough one. Do you know what the toughest thing is? Is that KDB and Bruno, they feel like potentially long-term moves. And what's tough is that we've got Salah on his way back. So we're paying all this money to go Ronaldo. We're paying all this money to go Fernandes or De Bruyne. And West Ham, Burnley, Southampton, Leeds, Watford up next for Bruno. Just imagine you sell Bruno ahead of that and he's now in the form that he was last season when he was basically a must-own player for all of us. Just imagine he's got his mojo back, scoring 2 goals and 2 assists, and he's got those fixtures ahead of him. Dude, I mean, I hate to put it out there, but that is going to hurt. You're going to be like, why on earth did I get rid of De Bruyne? Bruno. And then we've got De Bruyne, which is why I said his name, who, as we've just said, most points scored. Looking great. 11 points last game week. Fixtures, Southampton, Brentford, Norwich, Tottenham, Everton. I guess that depends on the manager bounce. But yeah. Great fixtures. Looking fantastic. How do you sell him on for Salah in game week 24 when he faces Brentford? I mean, my brain hurts. Can I make... Oh, hello. Oh, look what selling Ronaldo gets me. Look what selling Ronaldo gets me. So it would be a -4 this week and another -4 next week. But if I went for... If I went for Bruno and King, or KDB and King, KDB would cover City. So selling Bilva would be easier. I could do... It wouldn't get me Digne. But it would allow me to get a Wolves defender, which I've been banging on about, excuse me, for weeks. Oh my word. Just saw United will double in game week 25, and now that Bruno pick will be solid. So, do they blank in... So they play 24 against Burnley, and then potentially doubling. Is this... Who's... Cherie, Where did you see that? Was that from the Mr. Ben Krelling himself? Please. Matt says, yes, Nim, but you've got to remember he did well without Ronaldo on the pitch. But he actually, yes, I agree. But he was unlucky not to have got returns with Ronaldo on the pitch in that second match. That's the bit that's kind of concerning me. Hey, Donnie, welcome. Aww. Oh, our little chat is in. I'm loving this. But, oh, wait, I'm loving this. Oof. Oof. But it means selling Ronaldo this week. Oh, it's tough. That's tough because he has West Ham. What would you do? I'm gonna put it to the chat, which is probably not a great thing considering oh, the last time I asked out on Twitter, you all told me to get Ronaldo. But I'm gonna put it in the chat. What would you do? Would you sell Ronaldo this week and get Bruno or KDB in midfield and get King? So you've got 2 double game week players. And then be able to have both KDB or Bruno going forward with a -4 again next week. I mean, it feels like a no-brainer, doesn't it? Doesn't it? But selling Ronaldo. Oh, he is the player that I know will just troll. He will troll, won't he? I will sell him and he'll just score like a hat-trick. But then the potential of King in a double game week and De Bruyne. I guess going Bruno potentially covers West Ham, so he could set up Ronaldo. Rohan says it's not worth it. Matthew says downgrade to Mari Gray to Ramsey, and then you could get Luca Digne in. Yeah, I could, but I think the major problem with that, buddy, is the amount of transfers it'll cost me. So if I'm not doubling, if I'm not wildcarding, then that costs me a lot of transfers. And I'd really rather not wildcard, I think, going into game week 24 or 25. I think I want to wait a bit longer on my wildcard to wait and see like when a few more fixtures. I want to see when the Spurs fixture come in and just generally, hopefully, map out some more of these double fixtures with knowing them in place before just using my wildcard blind. Because if we end up with a blank game week going into a double game week, going into another blank or something like that, I know I will have wanted to have kept my wildcard. So, yeah. Okay. 104 watching right now. Hi, guys. Please like if you haven't already. Be cool to get 60 likes on the stream, and please subscribe if you haven't already. That'd be great. Thanks, guys. Okay. Change your YouTube title to "Why Did I Listen to Nathan and Get Ronaldo?" Messing up my season. It's all good, buddy. Honestly, it's fine. I had FOMO on Ronaldo, so don't worry too much. Hi Ali, welcome. I'm glad you made it too. Nuka said, I'm not speaking, I might get in trouble. Shireen says, haven't bought Ronaldo this season, not even once, but I might buy him for double game week 25. Yeah, that is a decision, isn't it? Rocco says, I'm selling Antonio and keeping Ronaldo. I haven't got Salah, buddy. That was me just looking ahead. I have Bernardo in that spot. If you're new to in fact, I'll reset my team so everyone can see who I have at the moment. So if you're new to the chat, this is my team currently. That was just what I was kind of thinking about for future moves. Laporte or Digne? Theo, this week I think I'd go Laporte. But Villa do have a mountain of games to be rescheduled, and I think you'll get some double game weeks out of him with Dina. So, you got me thinking now. Oh, that's a tough one. I think the problem is we don't know if we're going to get Dina of old, do we, at Aston Villa? That is the problem. So yeah. But I think he's a good punt, and I think he has lots of games to come. So just for the potential of that, I maybe take a punt on Dina. Plus, you know, he takes some set pieces, so that's always a plus. Richarlison or King? King. He'll have a double game week. So King, Max. Enos says he's watching from Kenya. Hi, buddy. Jeff says hi. Get rid of Ronaldo and get KDB. Well, it would be a lot easier to get Salah next week if I did that. I have King. What do you think? Good. I think if you've got King or Dennis, then stick. If you want to add one, then maybe do. But I don't think change from one to the other. I think that's a bit of a sideways move. Rory says, are we safe to make transfers now rather than 10 minutes before the deadline? As we've got an announcement and as nothing changed last week, then it's probably more comfortable than it has been, but I would still lay off until a bit close to the deadline because there could still be COVID situations happening. I think it's going to get less and less likely now the new rules are coming in, but for those new rules haven't come in yet. So I think for the moment, just hold off on your transfers as close to the deadline as you can without obviously worrying about the site crashing. Matthew says, I would just upgrade Trossard or upgrade to Rafinha. Yeah, that was... Rafinha or Coutinho were my potential move this week if you checked out my team selection video. Dan says King and KDB, I think Nim, Ronaldo and Bernardo out. Ooh, selling Bernardo ahead of those fixtures. Ooh, gotta have some City coverage ahead of those fixtures, surely. Welcome to Jeff, to the Nim fam. Welcome, buddy. Thank you very much for joining. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap that up. I have to go because I have an appointment, but thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it. And yes, I will... I'll have some content out next week, but the majority of my content will be leading into Game Week 24, again, the week after, I would imagine, and I'll do another double deadline stream before Game Week 24 for you guys, if, you know, you guys seem to enjoy it, so that's good. So I'll do another one, yeah, ahead of Game Week 24 for you all. But thank you all so much. Welcome to the Nim fam, the new peeps. You will, you know, get shout outs as time goes on, and you'll appear in videos and such. So thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for the 60 likes as well. Yes. Thank you. Thank you all so much. And thanks to my little crew as well from the DMs and to Focus for popping in, and James, who is doing really, really well this season. So well done, James. And I will catch you all soon. Bye, guys. Until next time, Nymphria out.